No, we lived in a canyon. We didn't have a lake close by. Our lake was over by, take the name of it. I forgot the name. It was about 5 miles from the house, so it wasn't close by. And the other one was down about 10, 15 miles. Is a little soap lake. The one I lived by is Long Lake. And then there was another one over by Annie Dick, and I forgot the name of that one was. But those all the lakes were. And I never was taught anything about lakes, especially about why they were there, when, or whatever. See, I only lived with my dad, so he didn't tell me much because he's always out working. And my sisters, they all got married and left me home with him, so it wasn't bad. I talked to my horses, but didn't understand.
Did you have to go get water every day, or?
Yeah, we had a spring about, it was quite a ways. We'd run into a horse trough. We'd get it up when it come down on the water, clear water. We'd get it there. It was good water, soft.
How'd you guys do that?
We'd run over with buckets, get water. Then when we wanted a fresh drink, we'd send somebody after a little bucket for fresh water. But the other one was here for washing and stuff like that.
So you guys had like a little one for water, like your drinking water, and then another one for your washing, you said?
Well, we had 2 big buckets for washing dishes and hands. And the other one we drink out of not too big of a cup, but in a pot.
You guys get a lot of fish?
Not really. Little trouts, spring trouts.
Would you guys eat those fresh or try
Well,
to?
I cooked them. Sometimes we'd boil it and then take all the bones out and make soup out of it. Or else make a salmon loaf or fish loaf, whatever.
How would you make that?
Fish loaf?
Yeah.
Clean all the bones out and mix it. Put a little cereal in it or something in to make it to stick together better. More like a salmon loaf or something. We didn't have fish too close to us. We had to go about 5 miles to get some lake trout and stuff like that. Or else go down Bridgeport, get salmon and stuff.
Would you salmon fish or?
Yeah, we'd snag them. We'd get down by Bridgeport. Then we'd snag them down there. For a while, the white man says we couldn't do that, but we did anyhow, because there's no other way you can get them.
Yeah.
Then they had these big rocks and stuff. The fish would go down in there, and you could get them in them holes where the fish swim around. We'd get a few. We didn't get too much because we didn't want to waste them. And get them home and I'd hang them up and dry them. It's a wonder the animals didn't touch them. They never bought them, though. Hang up my clothesline, I'd have a stick like that to poke in there. And to keep them from wrinkling up, I'd put a little stick in between their hide and their meat, keep it from bundling up. I had to learn on my own. My dad told me, we can't have refrigerator, we got no lights. I said, okay, we'll fix it. So I more like ate off of just dried foods for that to cook, make. We got along with it. And sometimes he'd go fishing and get a few little trout. Then he'd cook it. Fish again. Between fish and deer meat and elk meat, that's all I lived on.
Did you guys go out and get your roots and berries, or?
We had bitter roots, and I think huckleberries. We had to go to Omak Mountain or go to the coast and get our huckleberries. We'd go Stampede Pass, camp over there a couple of days or more, and then get enough for the winter, and then we'd come back.
How would you guys keep those? Would you dry those too, or can them?
No, can them. I didn't dry them much because they get too little. You have to soak them after you dry them.
So it's just easier to can them?
Yeah.
How would you guys get over there?
On a car. A little old rickety car, but it got there. My dad one day, I didn't know how to drive. He said, let's go to town. We had to walk from home, about 5 miles from our house to Mom's. Then he'd tell me what time to get there, so we'd get there early to catch the train going to Okanagan. Then we'd catch the train coming back. Then we'd have our horses tied there, so we'd get on the horses and head up the hill.
Oh, wow. So you leave your horse there?
Yeah. We'd buy a bale of hay from the guy that owned the place, so.
Oh, they could stay there and eat.
Mm-hmm. Then they had water right there, so it was pretty good. Get on a horse and get back about midnight because it'd be dark when we got home.
Holy.
Wasn't bad. Just my dad and I, so.
Oh, yeah.
It was just him and I living there. His kids were Condons and Dicks and some more.
Mm.
And they didn't come to visit us, so we had to make our own way. But I learned the hard way. If you ever go anyplace, you never starve. You know what to dig up. You know what to make. Then I forgot what it was. Some kind of red berry. Because if you get a headache or sore throat, eat that. It's bitter. And Annie Dick used to tell me a lot of wild food to take. But they lived a long ways from us, so we didn't get together very much. But I learned how to eat some food, especially for headaches and stuff like that. And they'd always say, don't tell the white man about it because they'll make a killing for it. They'd get it and sell it.
Yeah.
I don't know white people lived there. I didn't know much we used to do a long time ago. What we got, we always had to hang dry because we had no refrigerator. In the wintertime, it'd be just like fresh, soak it and then cook it. And I learned a lot of good things when I was little. Then come over here, and these old guys over here, didn't grow up with any, well, they grew up with their folks, but they didn't do that kind of cooking. So I knew how, like make bechamel and stuff like that, because I had just flour and fish and stuff like that. We'd have that for dinners at home. So I'd go to dinners and then I'd get busy and cook my way. Get on horses and go down there, and he said, we got to start back early, don't forget, it gets dark. I said, I don't care what time we go home. We get on our horse, head home. We take it just enough for one meal, we wouldn't take a bunch of food because it just spoils. So we just take it enough just to eat when we got home, and that was it. We weren't little pigs. That was just my dad and I. My brother died when he was 10 or something, so. But we kept clean before we went to town. We took a bath. Sometimes white people, oh, you don't take a bath. Tell me again.
You guys do that every day?
Yeah. In the wintertime, we'd have warm our water up and then take a bath. But we never went without bathing. White people thought we never took a bath. And they just, you come and stay with us. You do what we do. And then you'll know what it is. Don't have hot water or anything. But we would warm up our water to, soap ourselves and everything. I learned the hard way.
Would you guys pack up your bath water?
Well, we had to pack our water from we had a spring coming off the hill. And it'd come down to the trough for the horses. And we could use that because it was clean. But for drinking stuff, we'd take it out off of the faucet. With just a little thing, like a little box going down. Then every once in a while we'd have to go up and kind of clean the ditch out a little bit so it wouldn't get too plugged up. Then my dad, don't you fool around up there. You get kicked out. The little people take care of their own water. So I couldn't go up too far and just go part ways and then come back down.
Like your neighbors or?
No, the water people.
Oh.
A lot of people don't know nothing about water people, but there are people.
So the water people would be with your guys' trough and your, or the way you're...
They're small little guys. Take care of the water and everything. Never see them. They got us with water. I don't know how they got water, but they brought our water in for us. They come off the hill and then we used down below. And they say, never make fun of anything, because you make fun of someone, they'll hear you and they'll leave. So we never talked about them. I was taught to be Indian. Maybe I was already. Yeah, I learned everything with my dad. But he weighed 89 pounds. He was a little guy.
Oh, yeah.
About as tall as me, but he was a little skinny guy. But he could do a lot of work. He worked with farmers up there, took care of hay and everything for them. He was a tough little guy. I used to get to go cook for him. I make money cooking meals for him. And I didn't know how to cook like him, but I cooked like I did at home, and they thought it was pretty good. So I worked when he worked. My money I didn't keep it because I didn't know where to spend it. I didn't know what to spend it on, so I'd give it to him and take care of it so he'd buy our food and stuff.
What kind of food would you guys buy?
Well, kind of dry food like beans and stuff, something that you could soak and cook up again. And we didn't buy any kind of meat we never did buy canned food. It just had to be fresh. You start from fresh. They used to go down Bridgeport and fish salmon down there, bring a couple home. It was good down there. A lot of people from different places would go down there and fish.
Like different tribes, or?
Yeah, from the coast. Good thing we didn't meet anyone. I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah, you'd be over on the coast.
Yeah.